Hello, everybody, and welcome to Vibing Out with Texony. I'm your host, Texony, aka Mr. WorldVibe, and what we have here is a community to give local voices a public platform of shared ideas, knowledge, and perspectives. I don't even know if I should say local voices. It should be local voice. Like, I'm the only person here. It's just me. That's until we get to season 3. That's until we get to season 3 and we get some guests going again. So if you want to learn about season 3 and everything that's going to be happening until then, check out episode 88, which I just dropped the same day as this one, called Welcome to the Postseason. It'll give you a little bit of insight on what's to come in the next few weeks, months, years, decades, millennia? No, not that far. But check that one out. Today's episode, or should I say this episode specifically, is going to be called Give Yourself a Break. And I want to talk about the break I took it was supposed to be a 2-week vacation from the podcast. It turned into a month somehow. Like, let's just agree that summer goes by so fast. Like, this summer went by so fast. We're in August. It's tomorrow. It's going to be September. Like, that's what it feels like. So my break was extended. My bad, but I'm here now. So I want to talk about how it went. I want to talk about the idea of recreation and giving ourselves breaks. And there's stigmas towards that. Like, there's the whole hustle culture, and I've fallen victim to that too. I can't lie. By being an entrepreneur, by having multiple businesses, it's a lot. It's a lot of pressure we put on ourselves. There's a lot of stress. It's hard to get out of it. But I'm going to talk about the benefits of getting out of that idea of working too much and instead working smart and practicing self-care and taking breaks. I'm going to talk about the idea of recreation. And lastly, I'm going to talk about how I will support you guys with your balance of taking breaks and working hard. That's something I've been working on myself. I would say I'm pretty good at it, seeing as I've got a lot done. And I also find time in my day to relax. Not enough, but I know how to. So I want to talk about that lastly. So before we even begin with anything, let's just be here for a second. Like, how are you doing? I mean, you can't answer that. I won't hear your answer, but answer that rhetorically for yourself. How are you doing? It's been a while since we've been here for sure, and I'm happy you're here. So I want to say thank you. I want to acknowledge you for listening. Maybe this is your first time listening to the podcast. Maybe it's your 89th time. Maybe you're like a super loyal podcaster with me. Maybe you're a super loyal viber, vibette, or vibee. But in either case, you're here now, and we're gonna have a little conversation today. I'm really glad you're here. You made some time. So give yourself a break. Right, let's do that. Let's give ourselves a break from everything going on and just be here for a moment and get this conversation going, because I think it'll really benefit you hearing my perspective on how my break went, and you can apply that to your life, and you can take a break too, because we all deserve one. I know you're working hard at something, and I know you need a break. So why did I take a break? I'll start there. I've been doing my podcast since I started planning it in November 2019. So it's coming up to 2 years. That's crazy to think that I've been doing this podcast for so long. So it's just natural. If you have a job and you work 52 weeks a year, you're entitled to 4 weeks vacation. So it's only right for me to give myself a break. Who's going to give me a break if I don't give myself a break? I'm my own boss here. Like, I don't have someone to tell me to work or stop working. That's a tough part about being an entrepreneur, to be honest, is knowing when to give yourself that break, because you have deadlines, expectations. This is all this pressure and stress is on you, and you just have to find time to get it done. So people aren't going to tell you, like, you know what, put it down, take a break, walk away for a bit. You have to think about that yourself. So that's why I ended season 2. It started feeling like, this episode, and it started feeling like I should stop for a bit. That's the feeling I had. I had to follow that intuition, and even when I finished season 1, I went straight to the postseason and I went straight to the off season. I was just making episodes back to back to back. I really never stopped. So I told myself after season 2, I'm really going to just literally not post at all on my Vibing Out Instagram. Vibing Out WT, for those who haven't followed, okay, get on there. So I said, yeah, I'm just going to drop it for 2 weeks. 14 days of just not doing it, not checking my Instagram. Like, I check it maybe, but I'm not going to post. No writing down, no ideas. Just going to walk away. It was a good idea. I really enjoyed it to the extent that I took 4 weeks off. But to be honest, like, my life at that time, in the beginning of July, was so busy. Like, I'm back to my full-time job. We're doing overtime there, which is 60 hours a week. I have another business, and so it's just a lot. And I have friends, and I have, like, family, and I have people I want to see and hang out with, and it's a lot. I only have 24 hours in a day. So making all that work, that was all still there, even though I took a vacation from the podcast. I still had so much to do. So I had plans going into this vacation, like, I'm going to play sports every day, and I'm going to work out so much. I'm going to hang out with everybody, and I'm just going to feel so relaxed. It didn't turn out like that. Like, it did not go that way. The only saving grace of anything I really, really started that was different was I started watching Avatar, The Last Airbender. I've never watched that show, and just on a little side note, it's amazing. It's an amazing show. I'm almost done season 3 of that show, and yeah, like, it's just been so nice to just watch a show. I don't watch shows. I don't watch TV. I don't watch Netflix or Disney Plus. I'm usually just working all the time, which that sounds pretty sad when I say it out loud to you guys, but having this show has been really nice as a real vacation feeling. Just coming home from work, maybe I watch 1 episode. Sometimes I watch 2 or 3. And then one time I binge watched like 7, 8 episodes, like late at night. It wasn't a good idea, but just, it also felt good knowing I can. So that is to say, these 2 weeks, or the past 2 weeks from July 1st to July 14th, they flew by. Like, it didn't even feel like a vacation. I didn't have time to play sports and meet up with all my friends, and I didn't have time for that. So it flew by. And I don't know, I didn't feel like I was ready to go back into the podcast when mid-July came. So I just extended my vacation, and again, I extended it. And so here we are, beginning of August, and I really feel like, okay, I can't keep taking a vacation because there's only so long I can go away before people start thinking like, Tex, are you even doing this anymore? Are you even serious about this? No, I am. Like, we're here. And y'all know when I'm doing this, I'm all in. But it is different now because I have so much else going on in my life. I'd be lying if I was telling you guys this was not tough. It is tough. So it's so good to give yourself a break. That's all. I'm just advocating for it. So let me take that idea of breaks, of giving yourself a break, and turn that into the idea of recreation. This is an idea I heard from Rich Litvin. He's a successful life coach, one of my mentors when it comes to coaching. He is so good at talking to people. He has his own style, but I love his style. It's so slow paced. He talks so slow, and he speaks like with such power. I love to see his conversations and to listen to them. And he was talking about this idea. I'm not sure if it was his idea or not, but the idea of the word recreation. So I know people in my life who come to me and say, Tex, like, how do I give myself a break? I'm working so hard. And I love when people do that, when people say that they're working hard, working smart, or have a lot on their plate. I like that. I like hearing that. Because you should have a lot going on, especially if you're young and you have ambition. That's okay to want more and to be working towards something. But at the same time, what Rich was saying was there is power in recreation. He was advocating that you actually make time in your schedule, like block out 2 hours of your day, for example, to do nothing. Like, put it in your schedule, do nothing. Lay down, read a book. And there's so much power in this recreation that if you even look at the word recreation, so by doing nothing or by relaxing, you are actually recreating more ideas inspiration, motivation, more energy comes from these moments of recreation. It's kind of like plugging in an electric car, right? The car is chilling out. It's in recreation. It's chilling there, but it's recreating more power. So that's the analogy that I just love and I just attach to so much, because it's so great to enjoy downtime. But you don't talk about it in this hustle culture as much. We don't promote it. People when you ask someone, what do they do? The first thing they say is, I do this job. People don't say, I love reading, or I do yoga, or I love to play sports. Like, they don't talk about what they do for recreation. They talk about what they do for work. It's ingrained in the Western society, guys. It is. Okay, let's not even lie to ourselves. So the idea of recreation is not really promoted as much. It's something that you have to find and carve out time for yourself. And I'm saying that as someone who is not the best at doing that. I'll admit that to you. I'm not the best at doing that, y'all. And it is to my detriment. It's not good. Sometimes it can take over your health in serious situations, your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, if you don't know how to take a break and recharge your batteries. But I am glad to say I'm learning how to do that more. This vacation has been an eye-opener for me. I'm so glad I took it, because I feel like I'm ready to be back here. So take that idea of recreation with you. I would love if you could find time in your schedule to do nothing. I'm sure if you're listening to this, you're probably doing something as you're listening to this. You're probably walking, you're probably working, or doing chores or hobbies. There's probably a good chance you're not just sitting doing absolutely nothing listening to this. So I invite you to find time to do literally nothing, or the least amount you can do. See if that helps you out. I have a feeling it will. But speaking of helping you out, okay, my little segue, I want to support y'all as much as I can. That's what season 3, okay, that's what even the off season, all the podcasts going forward, I really, really want to give back to this community. I feel like I've grown so much over these past almost 2 years doing this podcast, and I want to support you now, right? You've supported me so much by watching, listening to the podcasts, following my Instagram, subscribing to the YouTube, having conversations with me, joining the Patreon service where, we're working to get to season 3 by buying my book, my ebook, my audiobook. You guys support me so much. So it's time for me to support you and to help you out. And I know we all have our individual goals. We also have our challenges and our struggles. And I want to be there to support you. And one of my callings in life has always been supporting and impacting people. So that's why I'm getting into coaching myself. And it's tough because coaching is one of those things, it has such a low barrier to enter. You can just be like, yeah, I'm a coach. That's me. I'm just like, yeah, I'm a coach. But have I really formally coached anybody or made any profit off of anybody or charged anybody yet? No, I haven't. So I have to kind of prove myself as a coach. And I would love if you have any questions, or if you want to just have a conversation and connect, let's do that. Hit me up on my Instagram, vibingoutwt. I'm all about holistic growth, which is about finding sustainable ways of growth through holistic methods, mind, body, and soul, which are the 3 topics I talked about in my ebook and my audiobook, How to Vibe Out. That book is it's a collection of all the growth I've been through. So if you listen to it, if you read it, that'll inspire you to find different ways in your life to grow. And if you're looking for ways to grow, if you don't know, if you're just thinking about it, like I said, just message me. Let's connect. Let's have a conversation. I'm not going to charge you to talk to you, no. But I want to get into coaching, and I'd love to just find ways of supporting you. So this is my invitation to you. If you're listening, just reach out to me. Let's talk. But most importantly, give yourself a break. So I'd love to hear what you're doing to give yourself a break. Hit me up, and let's get a conversation going. But first, have that conversation with yourself. That's what I really invite you to do from this episode. That's why it's called Give Yourself a Break. I'm talking to you. So I hope you will take this into consideration. I thank you for being here. We are back into making podcasts, and I'm just so excited. I'm so grateful, as you can hear in my voice, and I hope you're grateful too that I'm here. Like, come on, like, give me some credit. Like, it's not easy. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. Enjoy this episode. Enjoy episode 88 that dropped the same day. So listen to both. And I'll see you very soon. We are in the post season, y'all. So enjoy your day. Thank you for being here. I'll see you next time, okay? This has been Vibing Out with Texony. I'm your host, Texony, aka Mr. WorldVibe. And I'm signing out. Peace.